everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, the face of the 3 Count Mafia, and I'm here today to talk about Monday Night Raw, aka the Go Home Monday Night Raw 2 Money in the Bank. Let's go ahead and just dive on in, shall we? We kicked off the show with MVP's VIP Lounge, where he interviewed the 3 Raw women that are going to go into the corporate Money in the Bank match. Of course, Asuka, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. Of course, we had the MVP of the empty arena scene, which is Asuka. Who's just always a delight to see on TV. But yeah, all 3 women were trading for, barbs with each other, except for Shayna Baszler, who made the point of saying, or made the point by saying, she doesn't do her talking on the mic. She let her actions do the talking. Of course, Asuka and Shayna then took out Nia Jax and went their separate ways. Next, we had a last chance gauntlet match for Apollo Crews' Money in the Bank ladder, corporate Money in the Bank spot, because Apollo Crews got injured the week prior. So, yeah, we kicked off the gauntlet with Bobby Lashley taking on Titus O'Neil. We knew right off the gate Titus O'Neil wasn't winning that. He got bodied with a spear. Next, we had Lashley taking on Akira Tozawa, who he got bodied with a spear. And Lashley would keep the spear going by taking out Shelton Benjamin. Next, Bobby Lashley took on Humberto Carrillo, who, yeah, Carrillo beat Lashley only because Lashley got frustrated, shoved the referee while the ref was, separating Carrillo and Lashley in the corner. And then after Lashley had gotten disqualified, he had beat down on Humberto Carrillo. Next, Humberto Carrillo took on Angel Garza, which he beat with a sunset flip powerbomb. And Carrillo then took on Austin Theory, who he countered a superplex into an inside cradle. And afterwards, Humberto Carrillo was beaten by the phenomenal AJ Styles with the calf crusher. Of course, after the bell had rung, AJ Styles then didn't let up on Humberto Carrillo, kept giving him the boots until he finally, had enough. AJ then said he was going to rewrite history in Money in the Bank because nobody has seen what he's seen, being buried alive. Literally buried by The Undertaker. And he's going to do whatever it takes to get to the ladder, to get to the Money in the Bank briefcase, no matter if he has to throw Rey Mysterio off or Aleister Black. Afterwards, there was a Aleister Black promo who just basically said, "Tell me, AJ, what have you been through? Tell me. And if you throw me off that building, you better pray I don't get up." Next, we had Seth Rollins getting interviewed about his match against Drew McIntyre at Money in the Bank. I kind of forgot what he said. I just remember Murphy got interviewed later on the night. Okay, yeah, it was at some point in the night. He was interviewed. Basically said he went under Seth Rollins' tutelage because he's the future. He knows that one day he's going to be better than Seth Rollins. And Seth may think he can defeat Drew McIntyre, but Murphy knows he can defeat Drew McIntyre. Next, they said that Edge and Randy Orton will be on next week's Monday Night Raw, as well as Becky Lynch will confront the winner of the women's, with the new Miss Money in the Bank, whoever that may be. Yeah. Next we had Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne, of course, backed by MVP, taking on Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. And surprisingly, Ricochet and Cedric lost to Vink and Shane Thorne, with Vink picking up the victory over Ricochet. Next, we had the Viking Raiders taking on the Street Profits. Yeah, they just kind of made. I mean, Street Profits, don't get me wrong, they're great and everything, but they're the champions, and the Viking Raiders beat them outright. Kind of make them look like chumps. But yeah, Viking Raiders beat Street Profits by landing the Viking Experience on Angelo Dawkins and getting the victory. Um, Rey Mysterio cut a backstage promo about Money in the Bank. Basically, just generic babyface stuff. Of course, I mentioned Aleister Black cutting a promo earlier as well. Next, Charlotte Flair came to the ring. I hit mute on the TV because I didn't care what she had to say. Afterwards, she got interrupted by Liv Morgan, who basically said the exact same thing everybody has said about Charlotte. Privilege, blah, blah, blah. Tried to infer that Charlotte had a silver spoon up her ass mouth. Yeah, she corrected herself. She was going to say ass, but she corrected herself to mouth. And, yeah, Liv Morgan, long or short of it, challenged Charlotte to a match. Which Charlotte won, no surprise, with a figure eight. She just kind of made Liv Morgan look like a chump, which is a shame. Anyway, that led us to our main event as WWE Champion Drew McIntyre took on Murphy. It was a pretty competitive match. However, Murphy in the end, well, his hubris got the better of him as his mentor, the Monday Night Messiah, looked on. Murphy tried to go for the countdown claymore that Drew McIntyre does, and Drew McIntyre claymored him. After the match, McIntyre challenged Seth Rollins to face him, get it over with. He wants to fight now. McIntyre said, "I'm on my knees begging, come on." And then Rollins, he pretended to leave, and while McIntyre had turned his back to kind of jaw jack with commentary or preen into the camera, what have you, Rollins snuck up on McIntyre and super kicked him. Rollins then tried to go for the stomp, but McIntyre hit a Glasgow kiss instead, and Rollins bailed when McIntyre geared up for a claymore. So yeah, pretty decent episode of Monday Night Raw. So that being said, if you missed Rod's opinions, he has a podcast which you should go check out. It's called Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime on the Castbox app. Go check it out. He talks about wrestling and what little sports is going on these days. So, that being said, I'm War Machine MJ, the face of the 3 Count Mafia, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.